beat man is back.
Oh, okay, Jay, boys, try it again. Oh my gosh, the red got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You know what I'm saying? That's true. You know what I'm saying? But oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Now, before we get on with today's video, I want to do a little special announcement real quick. Not a special announcement, but more of a important reminder for you guys. And that is this. So apparently YouTube has been messing up again, and they messing up with these notifications and with subscriptions. So what I mean by that is, first of all, if you subscribe to a channel, you won't know what that channel's doing unless you click on a bell that is on their page. When you click on that bell, you will be notified of any time they upload a video, things of that nature. Now, I've granted, like, there's sometimes where people would be like, hey, subscribe to my channel, I subscribe to you back, and you don't really care, but you know you do it just for the subscriptions or whatever. So you subscribe, but you don't want to see the videos in your timeline. Okay, I can see that. But at the same time, it's like, does those subscriptions really count? I mean, they kind of do, but they're not legit. They're not honorable. It's like, you subscribe to me, I subscribe to you. But I'm getting off topic. Now, the second thing that's going on is, speaking of the timeline, you won't be seeing all your videos. Like, they will unsubscribe you from your favorite YouTuber, you know. That haven't happened to me yet. If it did, it must have unsubscribed me from a YouTuber I don't watch, but I'm subscribed to. But no, or I no longer watch, or whatever the case may be. But anywho, as far as the channels that I do watch that I am subscribed to, that haven't happened to me. I didn't look at my time like, oh, wait a minute, something's missing. But yeah, if you are subscribed to me, or you were subscribed to me, and you notice that you're not seeing my videos in your timelines, things of that nature, and you just find this video just from somehow, somewhere, wherever, you may want to check your subscriptions box, see what's going on with that, and things of that nature. Now, with that out the way, we're going to get on with our great things of this year. 2 weeks ago, it was, well, not great things, but we reflected on this year. Because 2 weeks ago, I gave you my 10 most disappointing video games of the year. Last year, I gave you my top 10 video games of the year. This week, we're moving on from video games to music. And instead of doing a top 10, I'm only going to give you our top 5. And I am focusing on underground mixtapes and albums. Now, what that means is I am not covering mainstream. So if you expected me to say something about the recent J. Cole album or a future mixtape or anything like that, no, this ain't the video. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on underground talent. So talent that you may or may not have heard of before, I will be talking about here. Now, no, all of them is not Detroit only or Michigan based or nothing like that. No, this is talent that I heard from across the country, and I gave you my top 5. So with that out the way, let's get things going with number 5. Willie J. Peso, Indica. Now, this mixtape came out July 15th of this year, and I guess this is like a part 2 of a little thing he's got going on, because last year he came out with a mixtape called Sativa, how you pronounce that joint, and now it's Indica. And it would not surprise me he came out with another mixtape next year. And last year there was about, like, I think 5 or 6 tracks. This time around is 7, so that's a bit of a bummer. That's why it took number 5 on this list, because this is a really good mixtape right here. I got it off of YouTunes, and my top 3 favorite tracks off of this mixtape are the number 1 track, Indica, number 3 track, Rest featuring Plus, and number 4 tracks, 30 Grams. Now, regarding the style of this mixtape, it's got some bangers, and it's also smooth. So, yeah, there you go with that. I really recommend you check this one out. Now, let's move on to number 4. Jill Walker, Target Redux. Now, Target Redux is basically like a, what could you call this? If you remember well, I never heard this one, but I'm going to throw the comparison in there anyway. If you heard Jay-Z's Blueprint 2, and then he came out with Blueprint 2.5, I think that's what it's called. I guess you could look at this like that. I'm not sure that's an accurate comparison or not. But basically, he came out with Target last year. And if memory serves me correctly, I think that, yes, it did. It was number 1 on my Underground Mixtapes / albums list of last year. Target by Jerry Walker. Here, there's about, I want to say 9 tracks that was off of the Target, that's on the Target Redux mixtape, that was off of the album, the actual album. Yeah, it was about like 9 tracks. And then everything else was brand new, and some of them was bonus tracks. So yeah, it's more like an extended version of the Target album. And my 3 favorite, well, do I have 3? Yeah, I do have 3. My 3 favorite tracks are obviously Let Us In, track number 7, which is the best track off of the actual Target album. So you know, since that one's on Target Redux, you know that's my favorite track off of there. Track number 9 is Danziger Bridge featuring the Walker family. And again, you might have heard, well, you should, if you know Booney Mayfield, you heard this one. This is basically a Booney Mayfield beat. In the Target album, Booney Mayfield produced 4 beats, and in memory serves correctly, 2 or 3 of them you should recognize because they were on YouTube at one point in time. And then my 3rd favorite track off of this one, Target Redux, is The Violent Takes It by Force. And that one was produced by Cardo. He has some tracks on here that was produced by Cardo. So you know it's going to be a smooth joint. And it's also a mellow out joint as well. So yeah. And the reason why it's number 4, because again, some of the tracks on this mixtape came from the album that came out last year. So that's why it was only number 4 and not number, or higher than that. But it was higher than Willie J because he got more tracks. While Willie J only got like 7. So now, with that out the way, let's get on to number 3. Pride. I Don't Belong Here. Now, Pride, this is my 2nd Pride album / mixtape I picked up. The other one I picked up was Richville Summer, and that one was really good. So when I heard about this one, I picked this one up. This one came out April the 18th of this year, and I forgot Jerry Walker's Target's Redux came out September 29th of this year. Well, all these joints came out this year. But back to Pride, he got 12 tracks, and I forgot again, Jerry Walker's Target Redux, he got 17 tracks on his. But on Pride, I Don't Belong Here, he got 12 tracks. And if you want something that is deep and mellow, this is the one. Like, if you don't like that, if you just like them bangers, I'm in the club type joint, this ain't the one for you. Because this is deep, this is mellow right here. And my favorite tracks off of here are track number 8, Lost and Found, Interlude, followed by track number 11, When It's All Over. And then I have a bit of a tie for the number 3 spot between the first 2 tracks off of this mixtape. Roses, featuring Rose, how ironic is that? And Chelsea Boots. So yeah, you know, it was tough to figure out which one I like more. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just talk about both of them. Both of them are really deep and mellow, and I really like this mixtape. But the thing with this one is, again, it's a lot of deep mellow out joints, so it's like not a lot of variety here. So now, with that out the way, here we go with number 2, Villa Fluorescent. Now, this was my number 1, but then I look at it and I'm like, well, Willie J got 7 tracks. This one only got 5. So I'm like, I can't really put this number 1 when it only got 5 tracks. Now, this one came out August the 11th of this year, meaning like, 7 days before my birthday. So that was pretty cool. Top 3 tracks off of this mixtape are Turbo, the 3rd track off this mixtape. The 2nd track, Hit or Miss, and the 4th track, Pom Poms. This one's a banger, and it's mellow joints as well, but it's not deep. It's just like a little bit of relaxing tunes, but it's, relaxing vibe rather, but it's bangs. It got them bangers in it. So, yeah, I really like this mixtape. The one he came out before this one, actually the 2 he came out before this one, I like those. There was more tracks for starters, and those was really, really good. Here, I'm not saying they good, otherwise it wouldn't be number 2. They still good. I just wish there was more tracks on here. That's what I'm saying. And I believe he's working on something new as we speak. He already came out with a new track. And actually, there was like 1 or 2 tracks he came out before he dropped his mixtape that I thought and hoped was going to be on this mixtape, but they wasn't. But no big deal. This is still good, Florenson right here. Now, here we go with number 1. Payroll, Giovanni, and Cardo. Big Bossin, Volume 1. That's a long title right there. But this is, to me, the best underground mixtape / album of the year. This one got 18 tracks. It came out May the 13th. And yes, Payroll is a Detroit cat, just like Willie J is. But, I mean, we all know about Cardo. Cardo got rings, who won Producer of the Year, by the way. So, And he was involved with this one and Gerald Walker's Target Redux and Target, I believe Target as well. But anyway, back to Payroll. This joint bangs and it's smooth, really, really smooth. You know Cardo though, you know his joint smooth as heck, dog. And this joint bang. There's a bit of variety in here as well. And let me give y'all my favorite tracks up here. Brainstorming is the best track of the year, of this year that came out this year. Track number 6. That joint is amazing. I was like, yo. And it was tough because originally I had track number 11, Day in the Life, as my favorite track. But the problem is I kept listening to it over and 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 over again. And it was like, I forgot about Brainstorming. I'm like, yo. So Brainstorming took that top spot for me. But Day in the Life is number 2. Ahead of track number 15, Top Down Money Up, which is really dope. And also track number 17, The Game. And there's other dope tracks on here. Just because I list some of my favorites on here, that doesn't mean the other tracks on these mixtapes suck. No, far from it. But these are like my absolute favorites right here. And with this one, this joint is amazing. Yeah, like I said, there's 18 tracks on this one. So Big Bossin Volume 1 is the mixtape's last album of the year. So there you go with that, man. Now next week I will be looking at movies. Now today, at the day I'm recording this, I saw Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And sometime this week I'm gonna watch the new Assassin's Creed movie, and that'll be it for the rest of the year. And then I can share with y'all my top 10 movies of the year. So yeah, man, with that out the way, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Oh, I just took a look at all the games that I got and played last year and talked about them, and then I gave you like my top 3 or 4 or whatever. So this time I'm gonna do a top 10. So with that said, let's get on with number 10, Street Fighter V. Now yes, Street Fighter V did make my most disappointing games list, but remember, it made number 10, which means it's still a top 10 game for me. So